What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla stock and why Tesla's kind of down during the pre-markets as we just got some Chinese sales data. I'm also going to break down what's happening with the overall market from SPY, Bitcoin, and the others. Let me first mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them. And the offer is very soon in just about 2.5 weeks. Anyways, for Tesla, we're actually seeing Tesla on a slight decline right now. It's kind of shuffling right here at this support area. And Tesla's showing a little bit of weakness after we just got the Chinese sales data. The reason for this is because the numbers were not the strongest. So let's start off by looking at the Chinese sales numbers. Right here, Tesla China has sold 72,573 cars in May. That is up 16.74% from April. So a little bit of an increase month over month. However, that's not everything because in the period of January to May, Tesla China sold 355,616 vehicles. That's down 7.12% relative to what we got in the same period last year, because last year we did 382,859. So we should be, much higher when it comes to the overall sales and what growth, a lot of analysts are projecting. Overall, Tesla's numbers are a little bit lackluster compared to what we got last year, but there is a slight improvement compared to the previous month. So it's kind of mixed data, but overall, still not the strongest in my personal opinion. People love to compare Tesla year over year, talk about how things went moving forward, especially when you consider the fact that the annual production capacity is more than 950,000 vehicles, at least per year, at the Tesla Gigafactory. So that's something that's worth noting. They produced the Model 3 and the Model Y crossover. They're very popular, especially the Model 3. But like reports said back on May 24th, they did cut production of the Model Y by at least 20%. Even between March and June. And they're doing this because of the fact that, once again, demand is kind of slowing a bit and for other reasons like restrictions and such. As you can see right here, the overall market, let me just close that. Sorry about that, guys. Tesla's sales in China grew last month as the EV industry rebounds, but overall, for the year, the numbers are still down despite headlines like this. So we're seeing very mixed headlines. There's some headlines saying, they're doing relatively well. Other headlines are saying they're actually decreasing in sales over the year, despite slashing production and such. So very, very mixed data, at least for Tesla moving forward. On top of this, there's some more news coming out that Tesla has released some software updates with improvements to adaptive headlights and such. So that's hopefully going to help fix a lot of issues. And there should be another update to help fix a lot of the seatbelt issues that we were looking at because of the NHTSA's regulations. That should be coming out very soon as well. So that's something that's very important. And with these new updates, that is something else that's key for Tesla. Now, for news about the markets, I just want to say that for today, it is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. Please know that 30 minutes after the market opens at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our JOLTS job openings report, the job quits, not to mention important data like that. So that's going to be important for how we end up moving for today. So look for high volatility at 10 a.m. and also at 11:30 a.m. as we have the 42-day bill auction. Then we also have basically more information coming out right over here. You guys can see right over here, Paramount is once again trying to, sign some very important merger deals with other TV studios. So something that's worth noting. Google is once again laying off more employees. So very unfortunate. And there's been a lot of talk about GME as very important people are, making their, marks again on it. So that's something else that's worth noting. We'll see how well that does. But that is it for news about the markets. I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy. Now let's just focus on the charts. How is Tesla doing? In my opinion, Tesla's looking a little bit lackluster. We're actually down a little bit in the pre-market. We have to hold this support at 174, this area. If we do lose this, we could be coming down to fill this gap all the way down to 168. So that's going to be worth noting. Our resistance is at 176.8 around this 200 EMA. If we break this, then we'll be looking at 180. But overall, Tesla's showing a little bit of weakness, barely holding support. Now, even if Tesla were to break down a little bit, it's okay, guys, because we still have a nice inverse head and shoulders developing, and we can still kind of drop it and try to rebound later on. So there is still potential for a big bounce later on. But for the short term, I am seeing a little bit of weakness right here. Tesla's hovering just barely at its key support at the lower end of this range, and there is a risk of it dipping. So we'll see what the reaction is, especially after all these Chinese sales just came out. So just be careful, guys. For SPY is dipping a little bit during the pre-markets, but It's still holding up just fine, in my personal opinion. If we were to dip a bit more, we're going to be looking at support around 524.25. And our support's also at 525.8. For resistance, you want to see it try to break past this imbalance all the way up here towards this 527.5 area. If we do break this, then yes, we could continue this uptrend. We could actually try to push higher. But if anything, I think SPY is getting tighter and tighter and tighter in this range. So look for a little rebound to retest to 527, some sideways price action. I think that's what's going to happen for now. But we are going to eventually break out soon to new all-time highs, in my opinion, later on. So you have to give that some time for that move to play out. For Bitcoin might decline a bit, retest 68,500 before it tries to bounce. So I'll have to give that a little bit of time. For the QQQ, I'm seeing something similar as to SPY. We might see a lot of sideways shuffling price action. We have support at 452 flat and also at basically very close to the support right here around 451.25. And then we have resistance at 453. We could just continue to trade sideways for now before we try to kind of like push higher. So we have to give this a little bit of time. For Apple, we're on a very, very nice uptrend. We're going to be looking at to see if we can try to break past 194. If that breaks, I'll be looking at 195 and higher levels. So we're on a very, very nice uptrend right now. I think there's a good chance that we might try to continue to push. We could dip first, and we can see a little dip back down to the 192.5 area before it continues higher. So that's a strong possibility. And then for Nvda, nice uptrend. We're still hovering up here for a bit. I think we're going to try to break out to new all-time highs and continue to push towards 1180. Still has potential, in my personal opinion. The market is trying to rebound a bit real quick. Meta trying to push towards 476. I see potential for it to go up to 478 and eventually 480. Looks bullish to me. Microsoft trying to rebound a bit. So we could be pushing towards 415. For Amazon, we're trying to rebound towards 187, 178, excuse me, right here. Then we could be pushing for 180 soon. Going to be looking for a rebound. If we could try to break past 178, then yes, we could. Coinbase is trying to just shuffle over here. We're still stuck within our range. If we lose 228, we're going to be declining. If we break past 232, we could be pumping. We're still just kind of range bound. So just give it some time. GME looking kind of weak right now. Watch support at 25. If we hold that in bounds, we could remain, bullish. If we lose that, we're going to be dipping down to fill this gap down to 23. So watch and see if we hold support right there or not. Same thing with AMC. If we lose 4.61, we're going to be dipping down to fill the gap at 4.34. If we bounce off this, we could rebound, but overall, I'm seeing some weakness. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. And just know that Tesla's looking a little lackluster this morning. We haven't officially lost key support, but we are at risk of doing that if we end up losing support all the way down here in this. The specific range is about 173 to 174. If we lose that area, yes, we're going to see Tesla decline. We're barely at 174 right now. So just be careful. There's this gap to fill down here, so we'll see how things go. But with that being said, guys, thank you all for listening. I'll see you guys very soon on the next one in just a couple of hours, and peace out.